Perfect. I have the best hair. Wow, that looks great. Hi, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the video. My name is King Ranny, and today is going to be a bit more of a special video. I'm going to be doing a replay analysis of one of my dad's 1v1 games. He is currently around, I'm going to guess, like silver in 1v1s, maybe? I had him send me a replay to go over. I went over on stream a few days ago, and I gave him some advice. And it seems like he's really worked on his kickoffs, and he wants me to let him know if he has good kickoffs. So we're going to be going over his replay. I hope you all enjoyed the video. Let's jump into it. Alright, and here we are. My dad's name right now is Papa Ranny, and he's going against someone called El Coronavirus. Might need to bleep that out so I don't get demonetized. Oh wait, I'm not monetized anyways, so it doesn't really matter. Either way, let's jump into this. I'm gonna look at his very first kickoff here. I already saw this first part, and I kind of know what's gonna happen. Let's watch it. So we'll just call overall he is a plat level player. He's gotten up to plat before, probably not that high in ones, but we'll say as a plat level player, most plat level players don't know how to do a good kickoff yet. So I'm going to say that his kickoff is very close to being correct here. He is starting to learn how to do diagonal flips for this first kickoff here. So yeah, so Dad, Papa Ranny, you, for one thing, you turn a little bit too sharp towards this first boost pad. Ideally, you want only your front left wheel on your car to be facing that boost pad. But instead, it looks like you face your almost right one aligned with that first boost pad. So the more that you turn, the more momentum that you're losing, because whenever you turn your car, you're losing momentum. So you're going to be getting there a little bit slower than I ever would, and anyone that is doing this kickoff correctly. You're losing a bit of momentum, you have to use a little bit more boost to be able to get there on time. You missed that first boost pad, so your diagonal flip was probably a bit more to the right than it needed to be. You are saving some boost, and if you got that boost pad, you would be over 20, which is like exactly where I say people should be aiming for, about 20 boost. Like minimum should be 12, your goal should be 20. That's what I usually tell people in my coaching sessions. Second mistake you made. After this flip, the goal is to be a little bit off-centered with the ball. So in this situation, since you're flipping like towards the right, you're going to land towards the right of the ball. You still want to be to the right of the ball right as you're about to get there, and then side flip into the middle of the ball. You don't want to be side flipping as you're going towards the very middle of the ball. Like, let's say you're going in a straight line towards the middle of this ball, and you side flip away from it, you'd be giving up your position behind the ball. Your goal is to stay behind the ball. So that is why it's important that you flip into it starting from like over here, like, you know, a car length away from it, maybe a little bit less than a car length. That way, whenever you side flip, you're staying right behind this ball throughout your entire flip. At the end of your flip, if you side flipped after going towards the very middle of the ball like this, at the end of your flip, you're going to be way over here. And if your opponent has a decent kickoff, they're just going to be still behind the ball, and they're going to have a free kickoff win. And you don't want that to happen. Instead of like flipping into the ball, you start aiming your nose towards it, which is not necessarily right. You still, like, preferably you would still be facing this way. Almost straight forward, basically. And then side flip into the middle. That way, almost throughout your entire flip, you're going to be behind the ball. If anything, you're going to be pushing out with your car as you win it. But you can already tell, because you flipped with that diagonal flip, even though it wasn't a very good one, you are still destroying El Shrek over here. Because if we go look at his POV, I'm going to guess that he didn't do a kickoff correctly. So he does what I like to call a bronze kickoff. He's not flipping at all. He's just only driving towards the boost pads and going over him and going to this. If you can get it to the point that you can do this kickoff, you'll have a lot of situations where you're just destroying these people in these kickoffs and getting there a lot faster. Like, look at the difference here, and you didn't even do your kickoff very perfectly yet. Since you got there so much earlier, if you did this correctly and you side flipped into the ball while still facing forward like this, and you didn't turn towards it at the last second, look where the ball would have gone whenever you side flipped into it. It would have gone out this way. The only reason that he dunked you here is because you did this weird little turn at the end. You hit it basically directly into him. And since he's right there and you're still flipping away from the ball, you're giving up your position behind it. Also with no boost. That's something else that I noticed. You don't need to be using any boost after that first flip if you do it correctly, but in this situation, it wasn't really going to matter. He's going to destroy you anyway because you messed it up. So we'll go past this. So here's something you're doing incorrectly right here. You're giving him so much space whenever you have 100 boost here. That's not good. Preferably, if you have 100 boost, you should be doing something I like to call a fake challenge in the shadow. The idea of that is to cut off distance between you and your opponent. So the fake challenge into shadow strategy that I do, that I usually only, I don't only tell people in coaching, but I also mention it on stream sometimes. But the idea is to rush him. Don't go for a full-on challenge. That's one of the biggest mistakes lower level players have, is they just go for it, like completely. Either that or they just stay back here and they let the opponent have all the time in the world to do a dribble. Go towards it, turn away before you get to the ball. This will kind of hopefully make him panic, but the goal is to do a fake challenge. So like pretend that you're going to challenge, turn away early. Then you're in a shadowing position if he doesn't just give the ball away for free. Because part of the goal of that fake challenge is to make him panic. I'll probably make a video on this fake challenge into shadowing technique for 1v1 or strategy for 1v1s. I think it'll help a lot of people, and if I can get people to start doing it, it'll hopefully give them a better idea of how to play 1v1s. Like, he has all the time in the world because you're just sitting there. He should not have this much time ever. You should never be giving anyone this much time, especially with 100 boost. Never be sitting in net like this. Go cut it off. You don't have to actually challenge it, but pretend you're going to challenge and turn away. And then you're going to be facing your net in the shadowing position, which is the most preferred way to defend in 1v1s. Luckily, your opponent is bad, so it doesn't really matter. He just kind of patty cakes the ball into you really slowly, and you're able to come and attack it. Get the boost, smart. Don't go for a wall shot. No aerials in 1v1s if you can help it. Prefer you try to catch this if you have good enough ground control. Instead, you just hit it straight forward into the corner. Maybe he'll mess up here. It looks like you do score, but what I would have suggested, though, was to try to catch this ball. Maybe bring the ball out to the right here, if you can get in front of it and to the right a little bit, and then set up a dribble and try to, like, you know, juke him or, like, do a cut on the ball or something, you know, instead of just pushing it to his corner. So, second kickoff. Actually, almost perfect. So you flip at the right time, you get a decent amount of momentum. So right here, you notice you have 21 boost. This is exactly where you should be. Where you went wrong here, though, you keep boosting after you land. That forward momentum should be, like, you should be riding with that forward momentum. If you don't turn, you don't lose, like, almost any forward momentum, at least once you get supersonic. I'm not sure if it's the same for when you're not supersonic. But anyways, so you're a little bit going to the right of the ball. Technically, you kind of still want to be goal side. This one worked out for you, I guess. You could have maybe side flipped to the right instead if you were a little bit more to, like, going to the left of the ball. But this worked out just fine. It doesn't really matter as long as you're getting, like, behind the ball pretty well. If you feel like you're not getting there fast enough after this first flip that you're doing, if you want, you can tap the boost again just to get a little bit more momentum. But with this one, the amount of momentum that you got was pretty good. Because if you held on to, like, let's say 12 to 20 boost, and the ball went out this way, maybe you could have boosted and, like, controlled this ball a little bit easier and maybe even scored. You to get his boost, smart. You try to go for something weird here. I would suggest, since you aren't very good on the ground, I would recommend just bring this ball back to your corner. Looks like instead you try to dribble it past him. This is pretty hard whenever he's just waiting for you to kind of hit it into him. You're basically just hitting, like, rolling the ball to him. If you don't feel comfortable dribbling out of the corner and you have trouble in the corner, something a lot of people are doing, and I'm suggesting to a lot of people, is to do something I like to call a clean possession play, where all you have to do is just push the ball back to your corner. Instead of going through the middle here, this is like dribbling out this way and back into him or something is very mechanically intensive, and it just makes life harder on yourself until you have really good ground control skill. So what I would recommend doing, push the ball back to your corner, take all the boost pads on the way back, get all these boost pads as you push the ball back to your corner. Meanwhile, if he's kind of a ball chaser, or if he's smart and he doesn't want to sit in net, he'll follow you, and hopefully you're stealing boost as you're pulling him out. If he's smart, then maybe he's getting, like, these small pads and he's not going to be in as bad of a position. But once you get back here, and if you can start a dribble from back here instead of from his corner, you have a lot more space to work with. You have full boost. Instead, you rely on a 50-50 here. Luckily, you didn't just get destroyed on it. You're fine. I would have gone and take his boost here. You're giving a lot of space between you and the ball, considering that you kind of won that 50-50. I would be staying near it, or, like, maybe trying to get around it, maybe getting a boost pad, like his corner boost, that you can start boost starting on. Instead, you do this, you kind of, like, I guess you're kind of baiting him in here, which kind of works. It looks like you score anyways. So you're giving him a lot of space. You're going all the way back to net instead of pressuring him here. So you're giving him a lot of time to set up a dribble. Oh, look, he's going for a cut. If he side flips, maybe he would have gotten it around you. I don't really know. Looks like you get counterattack. So this touch here, way too hard. A big problem a lot of lower players have that I'll be going over in my ground control video that's coming out for bronze to gold level. It focuses in the beginning on the first touch of a dribble. This isn't necessarily even a first touch, but like, because you're getting this boost, you're not setting up a dribble, but still, that touch there was way too hard for you to be able to follow up easily. Now you just basically hit it at the wall, and it's forcing you to, like, if you want to shoot here, you'd have to go for a wall shot. And doing that in 1v1s is pretty rough. Luckily, you do get a decent hit. Looks like he does save it though somehow. Good for him. But if you didn't hit that ball so hard, if you focus on using that first touch correctly so that you can get a good second touch to like juke your opponent or start dribbling it, this would have been a lot easier for you than this. You could have just like barely tapped the ball, or even like maybe even ignored the ball here, gone around the ball, get the boost. But honestly, like a little tap here just to make sure he doesn't come and touch it is pretty smart. Go get that boost, come back around and start. You can do a power shot on the ball, or you can just like dribble it into his net. This is a really good chance for a possession play, a clean possession play. Once this ball does this, you don't want to try to force a dribble here, but you also don't want to give up possession or just give him the ball basically. But instead, you don't do that and you just give him free possession and you go take that mid boost instead. You could have just touched this here and then gotten that mid boost and still had the ball. Instead, you just give up. So yeah, you're giving a lot of space here again. Once again, just fake challenge into shadow. Almost every single time you want to be doing that. It's going to be hard for a little bit at your level, but that's the idea of starting it now, so that as you play more, you'll start getting good at it, and you'll be better at it than almost anyone by the time you get up a rank or two, and you'll still be destroying them, hopefully. You kind of do it here. You're not necessarily getting as up in his face as you should be. Something I like to tell people when I'm coaching them. Big tip here, by the way, guys. Big tip. A good way to know how close you can fake challenge them whenever they have ball possession, when they're starting their dribble. Notice if they have the ball on top of their car or not. If they have the ball on the ground like this, and he's not very good at dribbling, that's a good indication that you can get way up in his face. Like, you can almost like touch the ball and not be in any trouble to be getting juked, as long as you don't have any intention of actually challenging. And that's a good way to cut off all that space, especially when you have boost. You're not really in any trouble to be getting beaten here, because the only direction that he can really hit the ball is like to the left or right or forward, and not with enough power to actually put it on your net. If you're going at someone that actually knows how to dribble and can flick the ball well, you usually want to turn around quite a bit earlier. In fact, the distance that you turn around here, if he had the ball on top of his car, this would be the right distance to be turning around. The idea of shadowing is to be like going the same speed as them, or like being able to put yourself in a position to be able to save something if he does hit anything. He can't hit anything here that would warrant you having to give him this much space, especially at this level. And then it looks like you're going to do something dumb and go for a head-on challenge. Nope, you actually... Okay, this was good. This is a good fake challenge. I like it. Probably can still be getting even closer to him, though. Like, he's not good at dribbling yet. Still, I'm happy that you're fake challenging and shadowing this instead of actually going for a full-on challenge, because that would have been really bad. And it gave you a lot of time to be able to react to that and be able to save it. But you have enough boost here. You don't need to get this big boost pad here. You could have kept on fake, like you could have done another fake challenge here into shadow. As long as you have over like 30 boosts, that's all you really need. That's like the minimum. But instead, you give him a lot of space. Looks like he does kind of do too hard of a first touch, so he just hands it back to you. That's something that a lot of lower players, like I said earlier, have trouble with. Their first touch is usually really just way too heavy, and it's good at just giving up possession like this and giving up free goals. In fact, you almost scored it. I was good trying that shot, but didn't quite make it. It's a hard shot at this level, but you got good contact on it at least. He, once again, really hard first touch from him. He's just basically hitting the ball back to you, and since the ball's coming towards you so quickly, it gives him less time to react to your challenge if you decide to go for it, which you do, and he's not able to react to it. Look how hard that first touch is. That was terrible. If he hit that softer, he would have been able to get that boost and be able to still control it. Really, I really recommend lower level players work on their first touch so they don't give up ball possession like this, and it's a big reason why you get scored on quite often. And he's giving you a lot of space. He should be pressuring you like I told you to do earlier with your fake challenging and your positioning. If he knew that you were on 12 boost, I don't think he would be staying this far back. I mean, regardless if he knows you're on 12 boost. He has 100 boost. There's no reason he should be all the way back there. Ever. No one should be. And then he's doing something kind of dumb and just going for a full-on challenge. It doesn't work well for him. Would have been better for him to wait for a better opportunity to go for this. Full-on challenges like this, kind of dummy. Don't do that. Really hard first touch. Luckily, he's able to follow it for him. Is he gonna? He's gonna full-on challenge this after that bad touch. He's basically just hitting the ball to you here. So good idea to go for this. He's not. He's having trouble keeping control of the ball. I wouldn't go for this. I wouldn't go for this. He's leaving a lot of space though. You could have probably just taken your time and tried to dribble this. Going for the shot wasn't terrible. At least you get a decent hit on it. Maybe wait for it to bounce though, if anything. Try to go for like a bounce shot, but good try. Not bad. Once again, look at this hard first touch he's doing. You'll see this a lot in lower ranks. These first touches are just really destroying people. He hit this too hard, so he's not able to get behind it and be able to save anything, or like to keep control of the ball. So he's basically just hitting it to you for free. And this is why you're able to get it clear and hopefully go get possession if you have boost. Yeah, it's gonna be hard. Looks like you will, maybe. You could have tried, but looks like you might just play it safe. That's fine. It's fine. I like that you're staying in the same area as him. You're not going for any stupid challenges yet. You're just kind of staying in the area, shadowing the ball. Don't do a hard first touch, please. Oh, I love it. Thank you. Thank you. You don't slam it away. Oh, look at this dribble. Nope. Looks like you're not getting around it. Dang. You had the right idea, though. That was really smart. Well played. He's pretty slow, so you're able to just dribble it right past him as he was turning. Unfortunately, you kept on going a little bit too fast, a little bit too long, instead of dropping off your car and then doing this movement here. Could have done this a little bit sooner once you got past them, honestly, and then had a free goal. You know, there's something that lower level players can improve on is their ground control and being able to maneuver the ball on top of their car and on the ground. That was decent though. This is a clean possession play. I'm not sure if you notice it. Bring the ball back to your corner and you're getting boost. Now, you didn't get the boost. Damn it! There you go, you got it. Stay behind it. You did a fake challenge here and it actually worked against you. Look, you panicked here because it sounded like he was coming. You thought he was coming. Look at this jump. This is honestly not a bad jump. If he did jump into this, you were in a good spot to be able to dunk it. But look at this fake challenge. He's actually really smart in doing that. And then he has possession. That's kind of the idea of the fake challenge play, is to hopefully make your opponent panic. That way you can come and steal the possession of the ball. Luckily you recovered pretty quickly. Didn't really matter. Got possession again. Silly shot here. You don't have any momentum going into this shot, so you're just literally giving ball possession by doing that. And now you're back on defense. Give yourself some more time here. He's flipping away from you now. There's no reason to do whatever that was. I mean, he was there. You probably shouldn't have gone for this. I hate to say it, but he was there much earlier than you. If he had a better touch on that, you would have look where your car was going to flip. Let's say you didn't hit the ball here. Look where you're landing. If he had the ball anywhere past you, this would have been pretty dangerous. So go a little bit more forward, but don't actually go for it. Wait here maybe, and see what he's going to do. Let him make the mistakes. He's not going to be able to control that very well. Not at this level. There's no way. Oh my. So soft touch, get this boost. Don't slam it. Fine. Whatever. You know what you did wrong here. Okay. But this time he was smarter. He looks like he wisened up. He adapted, and he didn't let you do the same exact thing and come and score off the corner. Yeah. You had time to be able to control that, though. So, once again, you get there a bit earlier than him, but the thing that's slowing you down here, you're turning too sharply with this first turn. It's a problem a lot of people have, and this is where a lot of people are losing their momentum. Like the past few people I've coached, they've had the same problem. So, really try to make this turn a bit less. You might flip a little bit late too, I think. Let me see. Yeah, you flip like after you're going over it. You want to be flipping right before you get to it, so right here. Instead, right there was basically where you start your jump, and now you're going to land way too far forward. Your goal would be to land like over here-ish instead of up here. Oh, you land all the way up here. Wow. Yeah, land close, like land farther away from the ball. The whole reason that you landed so close to that ball is because you jumped a bit late with that first flip. Other than that, it was pretty good. Did you save boost? I didn't pay attention. Nope, you keep boosting. You didn't need to boost there. It's like you're already going faster than him. Like you would have been able to save what was it, 18, 19 by doing that if you didn't boost after that first flip. Like you may think that you need to boost here, but just force yourself not to a few times, see what happens. If you do that first flip correctly or even close to being correct, usually you don't need to boost, especially at this range. I think you're getting better with your kickoffs. Well done. Looks like the things you need to be working on are your first touch, your a little bit of your kickoffs. It still definitely needs some tweaking, but since you just started on it, it doesn't look that bad. For anyone that's watching this, I hope you guys learned some stuff as well. A lot of the lower level players that I coach have the exact same problems as my dad has in this game, and you can definitely learn from it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. You can see my hair one more time. This is probably like one of the worst bed heads I've ever had. I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for my ground control video that's going to be coming out. It's getting there. Hopefully within like a week or two, it'll be done. I'm really trying to make it well polished, and yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.